South Africa actually would get started with. Okay. So welcome coming in, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put everybody on mute so we can get started. Feel free to unmute yourself, my co-host. So tonight I'm excited to be teaching along with Lydia R and Lydia E. I think it's the easiest way to keep it. So my name is Dana. If we have not met, I'm so glad that you're here with us this evening. I'm excited because there's so much growth and so much amazing things happening right now in Africa. And so we really want to share a lot of that with you today. So a little bit about me and my background. So I have now been with Young Living about 5 years. And for my background, growing up, for the most part, we did things both holistic and traditional. And so at a very young age, I was introduced to herbs and oils and natural ways to support my body. And also one thing that I'm so thankful for was I was also always told to kind of question things. And so really my story begins with my son, because when I was pregnant with my son, I was on bed rest with him for about 5 months. And so for me, I was constantly looking for answers for him and his healing. And so in combination with Young Living, the lifestyle, food, diet, removing toxins, we were able to see amazing results in him. And so it's been a passion for me to share that with other people. So it's a beautiful thing when we think about the results that can happen. And you may wonder why Young Living. So the real reason we want to talk a little bit about Young Living today is because, as we know now, it's in Africa, right? So it's international. It is a company that is based on what we call the seed to seal process. So all their products are going to be quality products for everybody in your home. But they have farms all over the world. So they actually have a farm in South Africa. That's where they get their orange oil and their eucalyptus. There's farms here in the US, there's farms in Utah, there's farms in France. But for them, it's all about purity. How pure is the soil? How pure is the distillation process, the testing? So that way, you know, when you get these little bottles of oil, it is going to be at the highest quality for you and your family. And so that's what we're going to talk about a little tonight. And so again, we're just really, really excited for you to be here as we kind of start that journey. And again, if you have questions, you can feel free to put some of those in the chat. But like I said, we will come back and we will share a lot of that with you later, okay? So we'll go ahead to Lydia E. If you can go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, your story, and your journey.
Yeah, sure thing. So hi, everyone. My name is Lydia Epic, and I reside in Tennessee, originally from South Florida. And prior to getting started with Young Living, we had been already on a wellness and health journey. So I'd already been eating cleaner, had taken a lot of different foods and out of my diet, reading labels, that kind of a thing. But I had an event that happened a few years before my children were born, where I was misdiagnosed, and a prescription that was given to me created so much havoc in my body that, one, it took months to recover, and two, the issue that it was originally prescribed for was never resolved. And from that experience, I realized I need to be more responsible with not just the things that I'm putting in my mouth and how I'm exercising and all those things, but even look to the ways that I care for my body. So, flash forward to having children. So, we were pregnant with my firstborn, so my daughter, and we decided, we want to try to do things as clean and as well as possible for her, so that that question of the body being out of balance happens as little as possible to the best of our ability. And so Young Living came up as a really solid way to be able to support our bodies and what it does best, and that's in healing and recovering. So both my daughter and then my son, they're 5 and 2 now, they are complete oily babies. When they have an outer boo boo, they don't know about Neosporin. They don't know about those things. They're looking to plants. They're looking to oils. They're looking to helpful remedies to help their bodies again in that healing and restoration process. So glad that you're here, and I'm excited to be able to share this not only with you all, but to expand it throughout the continent of Africa.
So we will pass the baton over to Lydia R.
Thank you so much. Hi guys, thanks for allowing me to share my Young Living story. I'm so excited just that we have more and more going on in Africa and internationally. So my story with Young Living is actually really interesting. I grew up in a really holistic home, so I'm lucky in that way. My mom is herbalist, vitamins. She is natural. She's got all the natural solutions. And so I have carried that with me throughout my whole life. My specific story with Young Living though is really unique. It's just, a few years ago, my husband was the chief sales officer for Young Living. So the way that I was introduced to the company was really as an insider. And when I say insider, I mean like the curtains pulled all the way back, and I saw just really everything about this company and kind of how it operated and how it works. He was the chief global sales officer. So you could tell by the title, when you talk about global sales, you are traveling a lot. And Young Living is amazing with their corporate families, and really to make it easier on the family, just so that it's not always difficult having your spouse gone all the time. They gave spouse travel perks. They still do. And so really I had a ticket to anywhere that I wanted to go that Young Living was doing events. So that the events that they do are conventions, incentive trips, rallies, there's a variety of different kinds of training and those types of events. Now, that was not the worst thing in the world. If you can imagine, I actually got, I got spoiled, and I got to visit a lot of really incredible, for example, the incentive trips are typically somewhere that's amazingly beautiful, because they want people to be incentivized to be able to go there. So I learned a couple things from this experience. The first thing, everywhere we traveled, there was a farm. So when we talk about seed to seal, I have walked on the dirt of seed to seal plants, and just seeing the way that Young Living really, really nurtures and cultivates these plants in a way that creates a different product than what's out there. I can tell you for sure what is bottled up in those bottles is different, and it's because they don't use pesticide. They hand weed instead of spraying the crops with pesticide, because it makes a difference. They pick and the harvest at the exact right time. I mean, there's just a chain and a list of things that they go through in order to assure that we're getting completely different product. But that's just on the product side. The other side for me, guys, is that I am a business woman at heart. And the gift that I got from this experience was that I got the opportunity to meet literally thousands and thousands of women, families who were able to make this business really, really work for themselves by really just falling in love with the products and learning how to share them. So I gained just a major testimony of the fact that direct selling really works. And when you have a product that you are enthusiastic, that you're you know, the quality is there, that it's easy to share it, and it's easy to make that a big part of your life. So that is my story, is just from behind the curtain. I was able to see a lot. I was able to meet a lot of women who make more money in 1 month than I've ever earned an entire year. And I've had a career. I mean, I've been working, so it's not that I don't know what it's like to make close to 6 figures, but I met women who are making multiple 6 figures per month working this business. And that's not everybody. There's a bunch of different levels, but one of the most incredible things as well was just seeing how someone turned just a simple side hustle into a replaceable full-time income. And so that's the goal for most people, just to start out with, but just know that the level of success is really uncapped. That's my story.
Love it. Love it. Lydia, can you go ahead into your 3 oils for us?
Absolutely, yes. So the 3 oils that I want to highlight from the international kit are lavender, cedarwood, and thieves. I'm just going to start at the beginning with my favorite oil, which is lavender. You guys, lavender is the Swiss Army knife of oils, meaning that there are just so many uses for this oil. And if you are ever in any doubt, lavender is probably the oil that's going to work for you. Okay. So I've also been to the farm down in Mona here for lavender, and in France for a lavender farm as well. So talking about lavender, lavender is an incredibly calming oil, which is phenomenal. If you're someone like me that tends to get kind of anxious, this is an oil that I always have in my purse or in my back pocket. It's incredibly calming. It's incredibly soothing. There's a ton of studies that show how lavender can help improve sleep, quality of sleep. I don't just use it for me. I use this guy for my baby as well. And he's 14 months. That's how gentle this oil is. You can always dilute your oils, but lavender is mild enough to really use full strength for almost everybody. Of course, you want to check that. You want to test it. I believe wholeheartedly in being experimental with my oils and just kind of testing and seeing what worked. And lavender has just been mild enough to use full strength for almost everything. So besides rest, calmness, sleep, some of those mood things, like if you're feeling a little bit angsty, anxiety, worry, lavender is amazing for that. It's also amazing topically. It's phenomenal for your skin. So think rashes, bruise or burns, any kind of topical scrapes, anything like that. Lavender is going to be phenomenal. Putting just a little bit of lavender in any of your face, if you've got a routine with your face, you can use this in a moisturizer. You could use it just after on a fresh, clean face if you want to improve your complexion. Lavender is incredible for hair. It's also, so put it in any of your hair products, make a spritz. There's a ton of DIYs that you can use. It's antifungal, guys. You could use lavender on athlete's foot. You could use it for, there's so many uses for lavender. I could keep on going, but I'm going to move on to the next oil. Okay. The next oil is thieves. Thieves is named after kind of some folklore. There's plenty of renditions of this story, but it is named after the legend of the 4 thieves. This is during the bubonic plague. Millions of people end up dying on the planet. And so the story goes that these 4 thieves created a mix of herbs that they would apply to themselves while they were robbing the grave of the dead or dying. And they didn't get sick. So when they finally got caught, they were given, some kind of pardon in exchange for this recipe. So thieves is a blend of, what is it? Eucalyptus, lemon, rosemary. Ooh, I'm forgetting the next 2. You guys can help me out here.
Clove, cinnamon.
Clove and cinnamon. Thank you very much. So each individually, these have antiseptic qualities, antiviral properties, microbial. They are just incredibly powerful. It is your immunity roller. I would definitely dilute this if you're going to use it for any children at all. As an adult, you should be able to handle it full strength. I put Thieves all over my feet. I put it all over my baby's feet before we're going to sleep. If there's anything kind of going around, let me tell you what, this is a time where we are all thinking about our immune systems. The sale of Thieves, I know some people at corporate, is up by 1,000%. This stuff is flying off the racks because right now is time to be boosting your immune system. So that is what Thieves is for. The last oil that I'm going to talk about is cedarwood. And cedarwood, guys, is my current BFF. It is my very best friend. I love this oil so much. It's okay. So there are certain things in oils. There's sesquiterpenes, monoterpenes, something like that. All of those things that are kind of very sciencey and above my pay grade. Let me tell you though that cedarwood, for the low cost oil that it is at the top of the list for so many of those things. So this is an oil that's going to be incredibly calming. Again, this is probably an oil that I'm really connecting with because I'm someone who tends to be a little hyper and a little bit, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety. I can get overwhelmed. This is an oil that gets in there and just grounds you. And it does that in such a simple way. And it is so inexpensive. I mix this with lavender and it's in my sleep blend. Every single night I'm using cedarwood. Cedarwood's amazing for your hair as well. So you're going to want to put this in your hair products. You can put it straight on your scalp. It's great for healthy hair growth, to support healthy hair growth. It's amazing for your skin as well. It's anti-inflammatory. So supporting anything for topically that is, inflammatory related, like acne, for example, rashes, those kind of things, cedarwood can really, really help support there. But I primarily use cedarwood as kind of like that mood, that calming oil, but it's everywhere as well. And I use it topically as well.
Awesome. Lydia E., can you go ahead and talk about your 3 oils?
I sure will. So with my 3, it's actually 2 and a little bit of a twist. So I'll show you how. So during the course of the day, I can barely think of a single hour of the day where I'm not using an oil in some way, shape, or form. Just real talk. Whether it's applying it to the feet of my kids or putting it in a diffuser. Here in the United States, we have a special line where we can use it internally. But in terms of what you have in the international kit, 3 of my top favorites are these. So first off is peppermint. So peppermint I absolutely love because especially as a mom with little ones, and they somehow have way more energy than I do. And being able to use peppermint is a great way in the middle of the day, even if you're working and you hit that 2 p.m., 3 p.m. slump, just a breather of peppermint is gonna wake you up. It's gonna help you to refocus, and it's gonna help you to continue on through your day. It's just a really bright, fresh scent. Just in terms of using it, super simple. You just take a drop in your hand, there you go. And then you're just gonna rub it between your hands and you can breathe it in, put it on the back of the neck. It's just a really great way to feel refreshed. I also love to use peppermint before I do a workout. So I'll put it on the back of my neck, I'll breathe some in, and it just helps my my breathing and my chest to just feel more open so that I can really push through and give my best to my workout. So peppermint is awesome. Next up, Citrus Fresh. Now with Citrus Fresh, this one was a little bit of an under the radar one for a while. Citrus Fresh has an amazing bright scent. It's a combination, of course, of different citruses. So think lemon, tangerine, grapefruit I think is also in here. Just a really, really fun blend, orange for sure. And so the way I use this one is I actually use this as our fabric softener. So when we were in this process of looking at the things in our life that had chemicals in them and we were wanting to switch out to something, number 1, that's going to be toxin free, and number 2, allows us to be able to get as much bang for our buck as possible, doing Essential Rewards and being able to use things like our fabric softener and replacing it with a healthier alternative was such a good matchup. So it's just as simple as using some distilled white vinegar. Use 4 or 5 drops of Citrus Fresh, right on in there, and that's it. And so that is what we use to freshen our clothes. You can use other oils as well, but my husband loves Citrus Fresh, so we're using Citrus Fresh. It's the jam. And then third, this one, oh my gosh. So in your international kit, you're going to get Ningxia Red pouches. There are going to be 2 of them, which is a super teaser because they are absolutely amazing. Ningxia Red is an antioxidant essential oil infused drink. So what in the world does that mean? Antioxidant. Think about things that oxidize, right? When you cut an apple and it sits on the counter and it starts to turn brown, that's because it's oxidizing. It's exposed to oxygen. It's starting to break down. It's starting to rust, if you will. So this is an antioxidant drink for your body. So it's going to help to replenish. It's going to help to restore. It's going to help to keep, even on a cellular level, your body to be as energized and strong as possible. Quick story about Ningxia. I was off and on with whether or not I wanted to use Ningxia or not, because I heard it's supposed to be great. I'm a natural skeptic. You're gonna have to really sell me on this. So how about this past winter, I went, you know what? I have heard enough times that Ningxia is amazing for immune support. Let's just go on ahead and do this. I love it for energy. It's phenomenal for energy. We all take some in the morning now. But when I used it this winter in combination with a couple of other, it was a supplement and it was also a vitality oil. When I tell you, I normally would have some sort of a bug that's gonna have me down for a few days. Nothing. Even when people around me were getting sick and dropping like flies, I just kept chugging, eating clean, drinking my Ningxia, keeping the stress low, and it was phenomenal. So cannot recommend this enough. Ningxia is a must have, and it's a super, super one. I'm so glad they included it in an international kit so you could get a chance to check it out.
Awesome. Love that so much. And actually, it was out of stock in South Africa, but it is now back in stock. So I just saw a post today, so it is back in South Africa as well now. So my 3 oils that I'm going to talk about, and these will be the last 3 oils that we talk about. The international kit does come with a total of 12 oils though. So there were a few bonus ones that you're going to get as well. The first one that I'm going to talk about is Aroma Ease. And I feel like this is one that does not get enough love, but I love Aroma Ease, okay? So for me, a lot of the issues that are connected to why my allergies are so bad, why my son's allergies and asthma and those things were so bad, it has to do, and it starts and stems with the digestive tract. When you start supporting your digestive system, because 40 to 60% of our immune system actually starts within the digestive tract and the colon, okay? So whether it's stress related or it's outside allergens, if that's not healthy, the rest of your body is not gonna function well. So Aroma Ease is a blend that helps to support your digestive system. And I love it because, so we also have a blend called Digize, but Aroma Ease smells so much better. So especially for like little ones who I use this on a lot, it's a lot easier to rub them down with that without the complaining of the smell. So I love that blend. Some of the oils that are in there is your peppermint. It has spearmint, ginger, cardamom, and fennel. So again, if you think of all of those oils or herbs, they have amazing benefits when it comes to that digestive system and supporting that. So it's super simple to use. For my little ones, all we do is we take a dab and we just rub it right on their bellies and they have relief. So I love that it's simple, they can do it themselves, and it's safe for them. So the next one I'm gonna talk about is RC. So I don't know how true this is, but we always said that RC stands for respiratory and congestion. So when you think of how you're going to use and utilize this, so take you a drop and think anything that's going to support that respiratory system. So we love rubbing this on our chest, we love rubbing it on our backs, bottom of our feet. And this is a great one to kind of deeply inhale. So because it's going to support all of that breathing area, I think about even with what's going on right now, right? Something that is attacking your respiratory system. You need this in your life. RC. This is going to be a powerhouse. I actually, here we have to wear masks. Like, you cannot get into stores if you're not wearing a mask. And so we actually will put a drop of the RC on the mask. So that's what I'm inhaling instead of, because, well, let me not get into the whole mask situation. But anyways, this is a safe way, and you know that you're inhaling good things. Okay? I'm gonna just leave that one at that. Oh, let me tell you what's in it though. So RC, some of the oils that are in RC are eucalyptus. So eucalyptus is one that the farm in South Africa actually produces eucalyptus. Okay. It has myrtle, marjoram, pine. It actually has 3 different types of eucalyptus. Sorry. It has lavender, cypress, black spruce, and peppermint. So when you say powerhouse, this blend is a powerhouse, okay? And last, but I actually saved the best for last, at least to me. This is a blend called Valor. So I call Valor my liquid courage. Before I open this whole class, I poured Valor all over my body. So this is a great blend to help with confidence. This is a great blend to help when you're nervous, when you have tension. So it has in it black spruce, camphor, blue tansy, frankincense, and geranium. So it says this blend has been formulated to balance energies and instill courage, confidence, and self-esteem. And it helps the body to self-correct balance. So I think that's super, super important when it comes to alignment. If our body is out of align, again, there's a lot of other things that can go wrong. So this is going to be a great balanced oil, Valor. Okay, so those were my 3 oils, and that's where we'll conclude. I'm going to pass the baton back to Miss Lydia Riley, and she's going to close us out. Wait, Lydia, you're on mute still.
That's better. So as I was talking before about the travels and about the trips and about the incentive trips, sometimes I feel like I really need to explain why I feel like that is something that I have to share. And trust me, it's not because I just like to stand up here and brag about all the places I've been. Really, what I like to talk about is where I was before that. And I spent 10 years as a single mom. And if any of you guys have been single parents ever, my heart is with you. I did that hustle for a long time, and it is absolutely super difficult to try to raise a family. I just had one daughter, and also try to provide for that family. And I know what it's like to stress about being able to pay my rent or being able to put food on the table. The reason why I am so passionate about Young Living Opportunities because it's filled with so many people that had the audacity to try a different way. And, to be honest, by the time that this experience kind of started to open up my eyes, like I was definitely solid in my job. I was so grateful just to be able to work. But my plan for my life was to be able to work and work and work and pay bills and to work and pay bills. And to be honest, I was grateful for that. Once I saw kind of a different way where you could work, but you could also have a side hustle. You could also monetize this different revenue stream. You could also capitalize on having multiple streams of income and doing your life in a much different way. I really saw the opportunities open up. And I know for me, you know, as soon as my husband left and I was able to get my own account and be able to start my own Young Living business, it was really a no brainer for me. I absolutely believe in the power of plants. That's what this business is based off of. Once you kind of see behind the curtain, you're able to maybe visit a farm or read a little bit more about Seed to Seal and try the products. I know that you're going to be able to see that, okay, treating plants differently leads to a different product. The other side of it, though, is absolutely believing in yourself that there is a different way and that there is more available to you. And the opportunity is one that you can just choose to capitalize on. So if you are one of those people, if you have more questions and this is something that you want to run with, this is an opportunity you see as something that can benefit your life, then get in touch with the person that invited you here. Ask them all your questions. And, you know, we hope to be linking arms with you and helping you run forward towards a better future for yourself. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you.
Thanks again so much. Have a great one.
Bye, guys.
Before we hop off, I did want to drop in the comments our upcoming classes. So for those that are joining us from Africa, our next class isn't going to be that convenient for you because it's in the evening here in the States. But if you mark going to that class, I will be able to send you the replay, and it's going to be much more business based. So we're going to dive into that aspect a lot. And then we will have another class, the same format, same time, and we're going to go over the South Africa self-care kit. Now, just because it says South Africa doesn't mean you can't come, because all of those products are available to all of us. So you're still going to learn tons in that class. So I'm going to drop those in the chat. So make sure if you enjoyed it today that you mark going to these next 2 classes as well. And we hope to see you again.
Thanks, Tashina.
Thank you. We'll see you. Make sure to get in touch with the person that invited you.
Okay, bye, guys.